My dear, I gained softness and you lost interest. Tell me again who changed too much. If you leave because I grew, you never came for my soul. You didn't want me light, you wanted me invisible. Your love had a weight limit, mine didn't. You adored me until I took up space. I never realized your love was measured in inches. I got heavier, you got colder, you promised forever until I needed bigger clothes. You said you loved all of me, just not all at once. My body changed, your patience didn't. You weren't watching my health, you were watching your ego. If I gain pounds and you lose feelings, we were never balanced. I carried your expectations more than I ever carried fat. You counted calories, not memories. You stopped touching me like I was still yours. I softened. You sharpened. You said, I miss the old you. I said, she was starving. Your compliments faded faster than my waistline. You blamed the mirror when it was your eyes that changed. I gained weight, but I lost fear, fear of your shallow love. I see now your attraction had terms and expiration dates. You called it tough love, but it broke more than it built. You thought I was the one growing distant. Your silence was louder than my footsteps on the scale. I grew into myself. You shrank into judgment. You praised curves until they became inconvenient. I asked for comfort. You handed me shame. Your gaze started scanning rooms again. I noticed. I wasn't becoming someone else. I was becoming real. You made my body a battlefield when all I wanted was peace. I needed softness. You needed a trophy. You only liked the parts of me that could be measured. I see now, you were never strong enough for my fullness. You offered love, then turned it into a checklist. I gained weight and found my voice. You feared both. You fell for my frame, not my fire. You stopped saying beautiful. I stopped needing to hear it. You made health sound like hate. You loved me loud until I grew quietly. You were obsessed with fixing what was never broken. You left to find something lighter, but you'll never find someone deeper. You judged my body while ignoring your cruelty. I wasn't too much. You were too fragile. I asked if you'd still love me heavier. You never answered. You stopped holding me like I was yours. Your love was portion controlled. You noticed the pounds. You never noticed the pain. You weren't scared for me. You were ashamed of me. You took my weight personally, as if it belonged to you. You measured my worth with your discomfort. You were counting numbers. I was counting ways to disappear. You called it concern. I called it control. You called me lazy, but I was tired of pretending. I let go of your standards and found my peace. I gained more than weight. I gained clarity. You said I let myself go. I did. I let go of you. You only wanted me small, silent, soft-spoken. You feared what I'd become if I stopped shrinking. I used to chase your approval. Now I walk with power. You whispered, change, but screamed, don't grow. You stopped calling me baby. I started mothering myself. You didn't fall out of love. You fell out of control. My body expanded. Your love contracted. You asked me to lose weight. I lost you instead. Your version of better erased me. Your fear of fat exposed your fear of real love. I fed you affection, you starved me of it. You chose image over intimacy. You never saw the strength it took to show up as I am. You said I wasn't trying, but I was, trying to survive you. You turned love into performance. I quit the act. You disguised rejection as motivation. I no longer apologize for the space I take. Your eyes dimmed as I brightened. You didn't outgrow me. You just couldn't handle growth. You only loved me in pieces, never as a whole. You don't get to call it love if it disappears with weight gain. You dressed judgment in concern. I undressed the lie. I was your mirror, and you didn't like the reflection. I bloomed. You wanted bonsai. I became unshrinkable, and you walked away. I gained boundaries. You lost access. You wanted a body, not a being. I was never too much. You were too limited. If this touched your soul, don't scroll. Comment your favorite quote and subscribe for more. I grew in ways your shallow love couldn't swim in. You said change, but I was already becoming more divine. Your shame couldn't handle my self-acceptance. You stared like I was failing. I smiled like I was free. Your gaze grew cold. My heart grew louder. You only stayed for the shape, not the soul. You didn't love me. You liked how I looked beside you. You mourned my waistline. I celebrated my rebirth. You saw weight. I saw worth. You lost attraction. I found authenticity. You said I let myself go. I say I let your standards die. I rose while you measured. I released you the moment I loved me more. I will not starve to feed your pride.